How's it going, you guys? So in this video I figure I'd give my opinion on pre-workout drinks, okay, pre-workout supplements. So first of all, the main thing here is you've got to understand pre-workout drinks, number one, are not necessary. Number two, they tend to be full of very harmful additives that have been shown to cause cancer in rats. That includes food colorings, artificial food colorings, artificial sweeteners, and artificial flavorings, okay? So you'll hear a lot of people who dumb it down and they claim, oh, everything causes cancer, blah, blah, blah. But no, these things have actually been found in alarming fashion to be carcinogenic, okay? And they have not been fully tested on humans other than, like, you know, the general population consuming them on a regular basis. It's just not safe and it's not necessary, okay? So if you are going to be consuming a pre-workout drink, it doesn't make any sense to buy the name brands that have all the, you know, red food coloring, etc., and these sucralose and aspartame and whatnot. It's better to choose pre-workout drinks that are free of these harmful additives and are all natural. And you have to actually look at the ingredients list, make sure they don't contain sucralose, aspartame, asfaltame, potassium, or what have you, and you know, red number 40, yellow, etc. No food colorings or none of that. That's the main complaint I have. But other than that, pre-workouts themselves tend to be isolated amino acids and caffeine and other nutrients that are isolated outside of the natural holistic plant complex that they came from. And so what a lot of people don't realize is the body compensates for the lack of synergistic nutrients that would normally be found in the whole plant. And so what am I talking about here? Well, caffeine anhydrous, okay, which is the isolated form of caffeine, is synthetically created in the lab. Sometimes it might be naturally derived and extracted from plants. When you find caffeine in plant form, okay, let's think black tea, right? So black tea actually has a high concentration of L-theanine and GABA, and other amino acids and antioxidants inside of it. And even I believe the tannins or the tea catechins found in the whole tea plant, all of these things actually help to offset the rough side effects of caffeine. And you could take 200 milligrams of caffeine from something like black tea, green tea, or yohimbe, and compare it one day to another day where you take 200 milligrams of caffeine from an isolated pill, and what you'll find is the pill form makes you feel far different than the same amount of caffeine found in tea. Okay, some people get jitters from the side effects of the antioxidants and the tannins in tea compared to the caffeine. Some people can take caffeine pills and feel great, but then they take tea, they feel horrible, and vice versa. And so the point here is that caffeine found in an isolated form has far different physiological effects than caffeine found in the whole tea, okay, compared to the isolated form. And so overconsumption of caffeine over a long period of time, especially in isolated forms, has many negative side effects and long-term side effects as well. Although, so yeah, so there's that. And then even further, many of these pre-workouts now are including things like yohimbe and riflozin, which is an analog. It's an alkaloid, very similar to yohimbine, HCl. So a lot of these things typically are just stimulants and they speed up the heart rate. Sometimes you'll find tyrosine and some other amino acids that I actually advocate taking in pill form by themselves. You know, and then you'll get some vitamins and maybe some beta-alanine and creatine and things. So overall, I think if you are a serious athlete And especially if you're going through rigorous training schedules or you're cutting weight, you know, stuff like that, you're going to need some type of boost at times, or maybe you just want to feel pumped up. Honestly, the main reason for drinking pre-workouts is that they work like a stimulating drug, and that's basically all that they really are. Sure, citrulline and arginine can give you a better pump and boost circulation and maybe even boost your endurance. But overall, me personally, I might take a caffeine packet, sweetened with stevia, or, you know, that's like as close to a pre-workout as I'd like to get. No artificial sweeteners or colors, it's all natural. And it's just caffeine. And so I might take that. I might take about 200 milligrams, and that's pretty typical amongst competitive MMA fighters, in which I aspire to be very soon, because to pass the drug tests for MMA and other sports, 200 milligrams of caffeine is the cutoff limit. Anything over that, and you'll fail the drug test. So anyway, it's good for a boost, for a pick-me-up. But if you're taking that shit all the time, then you're going to burn yourself out. You're going to notice it's going to be harder for you to recover from workouts. I mean, truly recover. And over time, you'll feel more joint soreness. You'll feel more fatigued and overtrained. And also the come down from some of these pre-workouts are pretty harsh. And if you've never trained without a pre-workout, then you don't know what you're capable of without it. You don't know how it might be negatively affecting you. And so for me, I was drinking pre-workouts for years. I was addicted to it. In fact, I couldn't go to the gym without a pre-workout. I couldn't even imagine what that would be like until I started a ketogenic diet and started Bulletproof Coffee. Eventually, I just started going to the gym without any of that crap. So essentially, I would say try to find a pre-workout without artificial colors and sweeteners, and what you'll find is very hard. There's really no purpose for colors or sweeteners other than market value and the fact that adults are children now and they just like pretty gummy bear colors and tastes. It's really ridiculous. And most mainstream brands don't, you know, they all can include this crap in them. So there's one called Honey Badger. There's my favorite is Vega. You could find some that are made completely 100% from natural herbs, colored with turmeric and beetroot, and you know, they use matcha green tea and yerba mate powder, you know, and I think that that's much better. And they have like hawthorn berry for pumps and circulation. So those are highly anti-inflammatory plants as it is, which is a great thing. They're antioxidant compounds and full of nutrients, and they can help give you energy. My favorite is Vega, the non-sugar, the original formula in a orange and black container. I think that's the best bang for your buck. It's high. It's just these mainstream pre-workouts, man. It probably costs like, I don't know, 10 cents per bottle to produce, maybe 10 cents per scoop for these manufacturers. You know, paying $40 for 30 servings of pre-workout, that's a ripoff. You can buy the individual supplements for much better than that. Whereas if you buy something like Vega, it's comprised of mostly just whole herbal plants and extracts that generally cost, they're pretty expensive. You know, high quality ginseng extracts and cat's claw, etc., etc. This is much more worth your money, and it's much healthier. And so, again, nothing wrong with pre-workouts. If you take them every now and then, we just really want to feel cracked out and high. But people, it's just ridiculous. It's just a drug. It's just, I don't like it. Even if I have pre-workouts in my house now, if we buy them on sale or something, I'll usually do coffee or maybe a caffeine packet or something. Yeah, so leave your questions, comments down below. Let me know what you all think. Let me know what your favorite pre-workout is, or what you do if you take one at all. I'll talk to you on the next video.